We got ourselves Restless Athaman. We got ourselves Beefy Mikey. So far, neither of those two got to play. We got ourselves Lazy Cat. We got ourselves Log OP Copium and Asuma versus Ariash. We got ourselves Seavark as a Night Elf Necrolord Arcane. Trying to see if we can go for a big old one-shot M6 on that team. We got Kiss God and Tasty. And Seavark is going versus Atho, not a Beastmaster Hunter, not an Affliction Warlock, not an Holy DK. So for him, it might be the matchup he needs. Does more damage, feels nice, but any of those Shadow Bolts off? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Chrysler. I'm wondering if Nightfall procs are going to be a play now for Affliction. But so if you're saying dots feel good, I believe you in that one, man. I believe in that one. Athman a little bit skittish about trying to walk up, trying to see if he can bait CC out of Seavark. If he can bait out a Poly, I would love to see him just toss it in and have it get dispelled, by the way. Gonna be a Hodge onto Seavark after the port. Athman does come in with a bit of a shield himself. Poly coming out. If Athman has a judgment for it, goes for immediate trinket. I think that is adaptation getting used for him. I think it might be adaptation. No, well, is it? I think it is. Normally after his adaptation, it doesn't show up in the UI right now. That adaptation is used for him though, so it could be wrong. See if we're trying to go for some damage here. There's gonna be actually Shadow Meld. Did he go for Shadow Meld? Donovan Keeters, my guy, thank you so much for the 5 big U-bones. We got a hashtag Donovan in the chat, dude. The big Don himself. Thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate ya. See if we're going for a bit of a reverse back towards Atho in a full Deathborn, big Arcanosphere. Is he going for a big setup? Is that going to be big OP opener? Big damage to Atho. Actually, almost one-shot him, touching the Magi, and everything was used. Atho did play that very defensive. A big Ward of Glories back-to-back with a Shield of Vengeance. And does get the Arcane interrupt onto Seavark. Massive burst out of Seavark with the Deathborn. Try to go for the big one-shot. If you're playing with another class that can do big damage all at once, like a Sub-Rogue or something, or maybe another Mage with big blasting, Arcane definitely got a bit of a bite now on a 2-minute cooldown. Actually, 3-minute cooldown. You don't need Deathborn to be a shorter CD for it to be a little bit better. Flash cut available for Seavark. Atho still trying to see if he can walk at him. Survive that burst for a second. And still has plenty of play on his own. Try to go for a rebuke versus Seavark. I don't think he got to interrupt anything at all though. Touch of the Magic getting used by Seavark. Does he have a big go too? Had all the time Arcane Sphere get it set up right in front of Atho. Does he have a big go with it? Is going to be able to knock him back. Missiles flying with a barrage right after. Big damage. Atho does go for the bubble at 1 health. Needs to recover ASAP. And Seavark so far has been able to keep him on the ropes. If you can just stay on him, maybe with missiles, he might be able to put him over the edge. But looks like Atho is going to be able to recover quite a bit. And Seavark can just bank cooldowns. He doesn't actually have to push in super hard. He just needs to hit Athaman, just kind of do hit and run strats, kiting him around, maybe blink around the corner. But for the most part, I think he's in a good position to win this next one. What is Seavark looking like? He actually has quite a lot of cooldowns. If he can get a full polymorph onto Atho and get a good setup, he might be in a really dominant position. Trying to see if he can let a poly Atho and trying to see if he can avoid it. That's going to be Hodge onto Seavark. Seraphim available for Atho. Full wreck available. Trying to make the most damage happen here. Final verdicts are coming through. And Seavark does get himself a temporal to get himself whatever healing he can. It looks like Atho is just not willing to poke out. Doro shadowing to Seavark. Trying to see if he can make a play here. Adaptation does get him out. Seavark might have to wait it out. Barrage no longer stacked up. You try to use Barrage to slow down Atho as best as he can. Do use an Arcanosphere just to give a bit of a knockback for Atho. Just trying to see if he can survive his go. There's going to be more missiles around the corner. Athaman, as long as he doesn't get interrupted out in the open, he'll be okay. Does get interrupted on Ashen though. So Seavark trying to deny the Ashen. 35 seconds on a bubble. If Seavark can maybe make a play before Athaman can get himself a full go, he'll be in a great position. Trying to see maybe if he could Judgment. I think he actually got out of his Judgment range. Full burst available for Seavark. Trying to go for Arcane Blast or Arcane Barrages with maybe a big setup. Athaman taking lots of damage. Touching the Magic, maximizing the blast here. Gonna be Arcane Blast to follow. And Seavark just pushes in, taking him out. It was a long duel, 15 minutes of a duel between those two. Definitely gonna have to cut that out. A lot of that back and forth. But the bubbles and icebox, that's a lot of resets, and both of them don't want to give each other any room. Yo, can we get a hashtag Raphael? Showing appreciation for the wonderful membership, my guy. I think I'm gonna be a member 4 months in a row, my dude. My guy, that is huge. Thank you so much, boys. By the way, if you guys want to join the member team, there should be a button. Join button somewhere on the channel. You guys are more than welcome to, whether you're watching the video, whether you're checking out the stream, there should be a join button. Feel free, boys. It's like a Twitch subscription. It supports me, and you get to use emotes in comments as well as in the chat. And also, if you connect your YouTube to Discord, you'll get a special one as well. You guys don't have to, but if you want to, hey, it's there. Asima taking lots of damage from Seavark, though. Going from a paladin into a rogue, it's a whole nother story. And Asima trying to see if he can get out of there. Does not even run the conduit for the shield. I guess he decided to drop it because it's not worth it. But does get himself a quick getaway. So I wonder what kind of defensive conduits you're playing instead. Big blast, fire blast from Seavark with barrage after. Asima just didn't really look like he stood a chance. Maybe he just had bad MS here from the start, but Seavark just got a big blaster damage into him. And as this side dampening, not a lot you could really do in terms of getting yourself survivability or longevity here in this duel. Lazy Cat open up versus Seavark. I think he's playing that Necrolord setup, trying to get the big bleeds up and running. Does he play the Feral Frenzy? Does play the Swarm, so he is a Necrolord. That's going to be touching the magic setup for Seavark. Main going to be immediate trick and root onto Lazy Cat. Going for a barrage that the imagine is going to slap him for a bit of damage too. But Seavark is just melting behind the pillar. Not much you can do with that situation. Lazy Cat just has the dots with 69% dampening. Unless you got Ice Block, you ain't living that one. That's just rough. That's just going to be nasty damage. Ariash does not trinket, IBFs it to try to see if he can disrupt the damage burst of Lazy Cat trying to get his full swarm in. Gonna be Thorns up right now. Ariash is gonna go for the grippy hand. Lazy Cat does trinket out of that, I think it was a stun or a root. Trying to see if he can hit the grippy hand on him, but it looks like the Feral is gonna be able to get away. Continuing to grip him back and forth. Needs to get a full Army of the Dead rolling though, because Lazy Cat is just surviving through the abomination. The pets are actually doing quite a bit of damage. The army joins the fight. Lazy Cat could still be in a really bad position. All the pets are running. Fleshcraft is up. It is going to get interrupted. The dampening is 75%. Does get himself a wall, trying to go whatever healing he can. Another group by the DK. War Stomp real quick to get the DK off of him. But I think Ariash went for a trinket on that one. I think Lazy Cat is just done. At this side dampening, the Army of the Dead did their job. Next up, it's either going to be beefy. It looks like it is going to be beefy. Man, the first paladin lasted 15 minutes. I think this paladin is going to last an eternity at this point. DK versus paladin, who wins? Probably paladin right now. Death hits are not bad, but paladins are just really, really good. And I wonder for beefy if he's playing the judgment build. Actually, you know what? If he's playing the law build, he could actually throw judgments at the pet. Or he could put judgments at Ariash as well as his pet and actually cleave both the pet and him down. And do quite a lot of damage with it. Is going to be throwing judgment. Is playing that Kieran setup. Big hammers up. And that's going to be a full setup for beefy Mikey. Kisgod is up next and playing the Necrolord. What? Wait a second. Are you playing the legendary too? Wait, is Kisgod playing the Necrolord legendary? Wait a second. Are you playing the Necrolord legendary though? Are you going to have the big wombo combos? Is it going to go for a Hodge? Beefy? Is it going to be Wreck? Is it going to have the Divine Storms? Maybe? Oh, could go for a big one shot here. Big. Oh, no, he's not playing the legendary, but that Divine Storm with Final Verdict, that was a lot of damage altogether. Divine Storm by itself doesn't do a lot, but that's two abilities in one. Like, talk about value. Talk about big value. Wait, that was kind of cool. Necrolord Paladin, is that going to be a thing in the future? Because that extra hammer can do quite a bit of setup. When Paladin's all about setup, he has played the Judgment Dispel, but that's going to be UAs. No, it's actually in such a bad spot. Low Copium just needs, you just need to put UAs on the guy. If you throw Judgment, you dispel yourself, but that means you silence yourself. No, that is not good. Uh-oh, that is not good at all. Kisgod might be in a really bad spot. Shadowbolt's coming out for Loco P, and Kisgod goes for a bubble as his health is super low. The UA dispels it is going to be brutal. All Locke needs to do is put a UA on him. When he throws the judgment, he just dispels it. Literally, if you just threw, he should have put up UA on him immediately. Should have just been the first thing he's put up UA, because you know Kisgod is going to want to use judgment for holy power generating ability. Fear onto Kisgod does not pre-judgment. UA is up, and he can literally just AFK. He's just Malefic Rapture and Shadow Bolts. Actually, Shadow Bolts and Dots might have done it. I might have done the trick. Man, I was thinking it was going to do more cheesy on it. Paladin's Eyes of Doubt. Yeah, that's pretty late. 96% dampening, dude. It is a long game. Probably by the time we hit 25-minute mark, that's actually when the game ends. That's a long duel. Going to be full UA as Lockopium goes in for a Haunt as well. Just trying to set up the full dot rot setup onto Tasty. He's going to be swapping out his pet very quickly and not going for the succubus play. Wants to go for the interrupt pet, which won't be a bad idea. Plus, it also can remove the progs that Tasty gets too. For like Lava Burst, for example, it can be useful there. Mortal Call onto Tasty. Going to be a trinket for Tasty with an interrupt on the Loco P Copium. I'm not gonna be able to get the full name ever, dude. Try to see if you can trap him in place, but whoa! The Warlock portal doesn't let him leave. Wait, that's kind of weird. That's way too weird. How did that work? It actually traps you in place. You're actually stuck in place. Stun until lock OP. Tasty does get interrupted on Shadow while class and Fleshcraft. And Locke just needs to go for a big setup. Maybe get more Shadow Bolt procs. Does he have Shadow Bolt procs with Night proc? Oh, does get burned with that Earthshock though. That was a rough game, man. That was a rough game. Just couldn't get the dots set up fast enough. 1 million damage for Seavark. Literally sunk 1 million damage to Atho. Crazy. Almost 100 dampening. Dude, Atho and Seavark did not want to give each other any kind of space, room. They didn't want to give each other any breathing space at all. They just wanted to win. They weren't gonna lose to one another, so they were fighting to the end. If I were Kyrian, I lost that.